Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to show you how to do a VLOOKUP and explain it in very basic terms. So a VLOOKUP is a very powerful tool that you can utilize in Excel in order to cut down the amount of manual entries that you have to do in your workbooks. So the best way I can explain this is through an example, so let's get to that. So for this example, I have a table here with the country, the capital city, political leader and population. So you'll notice that the capital city and population columns are both empty. So I need to go and manually enter all of these values. But I already have a table that I've used before, as you'll see on the next tab here, that has the country, the capital city, the currency, the population and the GDP. So in this table it actually has all the data that I need, but so I don't need to manually enter. If I can use an Excel formula in order to pull the information from this table into the table that I'm working on. And how you can do this is with a VLOOKUP. It's what it's created for. So let's go through exactly how the formula works now, step by step. First thing you need to do is come to the blank cell where you want to start pulling the data in from. So for me here, it's the capital city. So I'm just coming to the first blank cell in this column, and it's going to type into the cell equals VLOOKUP open parentheses to start the formula. As you will see here, Excel actually gives you some prompts and suggestions on what you need to do in order to complete the formula. So the first part of it here is the lookup value. As I was saying, the lookup value is actually the common identifier that's included in both tables. So a VLOOKUP formula won't work unless you have some bit of common data in each table. So for me, as I was saying, the country is in both tables, I know, so I'm going to click on Brazil here to the left of the formula and click a comma here after it. Moves on to the next part of the formula, which is the table array. So the table array is essentially the data table. You need to highlight all the data table that you want to pull the information from. So I'm moving on to my other tab here. So I'm going to highlight all the columns that contain this data table. So B to F, I'm just going to drag across and highlight them all and hit another comma. And that moves us on to the next part of the formula, which is the column index number. So the column index number is the column out of this data table that you want to pull the information from. So there's 5 columns in this table, and I want to pull the capital city, which is in the second column. So I simply just going to add in number 2 here in this part, and then hit comma. And that moves us on to the very last part of the formula, which essentially is telling the formula what to do if there's no matches. So if there's no match, I'm just going to tell the formula to return the word false, and then close parentheses, and that's your formula done. So let's hit enter and make sure that it actually worked. So perfect, the formula now is after pulling in the capital for Brazil. So I'm going to click on the cell now and drag it downward to copy this formula into the remaining cells in the column. Perfect, so this saves us a lot of work. You can see how this can work if you're using a very big data set, but I'm just, for illustration purposes, just using a simple one here. So now let's try and replicate this for the population in this table also. So I'm just going to do it again just so for clarity. So equals VLOOKUP open parentheses. So my lookup value again is the country, so this doesn't change. And then my table is also the same, so I'm coming over here to my table array. So this is going to be highlighting B to F again, comma, but this time I'm not looking for the capital city, I'm looking for the population, which is the 4th column in this table. So I'm just going to hit number 4, comma, and then false again is the last part of the formula. So that's going to return false if the country that I'm looking for is not in the table. Okay, perfect. So that's after pulling in the population, and so I'm going to drag that formula down to complete the table. So that's it, that's how the VLOOKUP works in basic terms. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please make sure to give us a like and a subscribe. Thank you.